All right, hey everyone. We're going to do a HGF run through for the new, not beta anymore, but OPR 3.5 Grimdark Future. Let's get straight into it. I've got my main opponent, Kieran, here with me today. He's a filthy Dow player, but he can probably help out a little bit. Say hello, Kieran.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not my fault you play the tryhard army and I play the underdog. It's just how it is.
I'll just make it look good. Let's start with the tank commander. So right off the bat, this is Kino, because my problem with tanks has always been you don't want to shoot on 4 up, you want to shoot on 3 up, but if you want to shoot on 3 up, you have to get another unit to go first, either a psyker or a commander of some kind to give them +1 to hit. So now you've got like 2 activations that have to happen, or 1 or 2 activations have to happen before your AT or your tank shot goes off. And now they've given it straight off the bat, it can do it to itself, or other units, but it can do it to itself on its same activation for 35 points, which is perfect. That's all I want out of it. And apart from that, it's pretty much unchanged, and it was already okay. But now it's really good.
How does it compare price-wise to just a normal tank?
It's exactly the same. That's in every aspect. It just has the option of the command buffs. Everything else, but it's an exact replica of a tank. It has no other differences except it can have these buffs, and of course it's got the limitation on how many you can bring for being a hero. But it's got so the +1 to hit is really good in my opinion, because that's a big swing in terms of reliability for like the amount of anti-tank you get. But you've also got like this entrench buff, this rapid advance buff. They're okay, but I don't know. I'm a huge fan of 3 up to hit.
I think we're pretty solidly in agreement that having a one-shot shooting tank hit on a 4 up is not fun.
It sucks.
It does. Same thing with the hammerhead, of course.
It's also got this thing. That's also the new thing that they've added in this edition. It's got a radio now where it can send out, and it can also receive command buffs at 24 inches for 5 points.
Oh,
this is standard across any of these units. They all have a 5-point radio upgrade.
So the vehicles have it too. That's sick.
Yeah. It's you can't do like the command chimera thing where you have like a troop inside and you can send out orders, but like just being able to have a 24-inch range on those buffs is pretty massive in my opinion.
No, though not if you're just going to use it on. If you're using precision shooter, you're probably going to want to use it on the tank itself. Most activations,
but there's going to be moments like I run AT tanks, right? So melters, las cannons, and anti-tank cannons, and there'll be a moment where there's no AT left, but now we can give the buff to like veterans with flamers or like an infantry squad, and then they can.
That's true. It doesn't actually specify. The buff isn't like restricted to tanks or anything like that.
Yeah, it's just anyone within 12 or even 24 inches.
Yeah, and your tank's either done its job or it's not on the board. So if it's done its job, it's free to put on something else.
Yeah, these entrench buffs are kind of cool. We'll probably talk about them later, but the ability to just give something -2 to hit for 15 points.
To be hit, yeah.
That's pretty good. I mean, I don't like not moving, but -2 to hit is pretty tasty. Anyway, long story short, tank commander, really good. They were already good, and they just got rid of one of their weaknesses, in my opinion, and they're the same cost. So, nice. Stormlander, what do you think about Stormlanders?
Look, the way you always run them is the drop psyker, and it looks like the spells this edition have gotten a lot less sort of deadly. There's less focus on damage spells. I haven't seen the HDF ones.
So pretty much everyone across the board, I've been looking. They do have this extra movement one, which is super tasty.
I can imagine exactly where you're going to use that.
Yeah. So 3 units get +4-inch charges is very nice. You catch people with that.
So many units.
He's got 3 blasts, so he can come down and send out 3 psychic spells. Oh, 2. He can only cast a 2, so he gets 2 psychic spells. They're not as dangerous as they were, sadly, but gives out hold the line boost. I don't understand this spell. Pick one friendly unit.
I think that's across most of the list because the Dow have the same one where hold the line boost, I assume for you is like you probably have banners that give the boost as well.
Right. Yeah, and they're cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have the same thing in that my targeting visor boost is also a tier 1 spell. So I think that's kind of like a standard for the army special rule buffing, is that a lot of them seem to have that as their like first spell.
I never would cast this. Like, I would take the 5-point banner.
Well, that's the point of it being a spell, right? It's an option, you know, if you've got 1 extra point and you have nothing to do with it, you know. And you sort of think one particular battle is clutch, you can pop it on that one.
There's one sad thing in these new spells. There's no +1 to hit anymore. Anyway, they've got the relentless, which is kind of pseudo +1 to hit, but not really.
2 enemy units. Oh, it's targeting opponents' units too.
Yeah, put your tokens down, everyone. You got to track everything. Yeah, so in regards to the Storm Leader, so yeah, dropping him down as a solo dude, as a caster, is pretty nice. He's super good chap. He's super good versatility.
Got a lot of different
did you see
like order buffs.
They made him cheaper. They dropped ambush off him and now it's an option, which is
yeah,
so now he can just be a strider dude, and same with the other stormtroopers.
Oh, that's good. It's nice when they take out that extra cost feature that you're not going to use. It also means, yeah, if you don't feel like you have to use the unit in ambush because it's got it. They did the same thing with the Dow battle suits. Ambush is now a purchased upgrade, but they keep fly. But yeah, you don't have to pay for it if you don't want to use it, which is nice.
Yeah, it means you don't have to waste points if you didn't want to. The buffs are pretty good. So I guess we'll go through them. So entrenched, 12-inch or 24-inch with the radio buff, -2 to hit.
Yeah, basically double stealth.
Yeah, super stealth. Rapid, but you can't move. Key point. You can never move and benefit from it. Rapid advance. So every time you move, when you do an advance action specifically, you get +4 inches. So you have a 10-inch advance and a 12-inch run, which is kind of interesting. Bane and melee, so no regen and reroll 6s. It's okay. Yeah, with the demolition bomb, that's pretty good. Caster 2.
So yeah, Bane is poison. Is new poison.
New poison. +1 to hit, just straight.
Precision shooters +1 to hit. Yep.
And then the new coordinate.
12 inches to activate.
So you can double activate before someone else gets to do anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's as far as I can tell, I think it's unique to HGF.
Well, I think it's unique as an upgrade. I'm pretty sure Inquisition just gets it as their army-wide.
Oh, okay.
Or they get to activate, I think, 2 in a go in general. But it's only like half their army or something.
This is something I'm probably going to build around a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, it's good that it's on. Well, I was going to say it's good it's on your buffer, but it's instead of a buff, isn't it?
It's instead of a buff, but what it means you can do is you can make like a horrible, like bomb squad, like some kind of like AT veteran squad scouting. Put him in there, and now that squad goes, and then you immediately go with another horrible squad, and just alpha strike, and the enemy doesn't get to react.
It lets you double ambush.
Yeah. So if you have 2 ambushes coming down, you get to send both of them before your enemy gets to go.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. And because you'd be putting 2 units in reserve, you'd also be more likely to get that first activation on turn 2.
Yeah, and you know you're just going to smash with 2 units.
That's that's going to be pretty great. No, it's the most expensive one, but
It is.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, and
Showing up in a
nobody
game.
expects that. Like, how do you? Nobody's like, oh yeah, coordinate. Got to watch out for that. Like, yeah, that's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun to use.
I note that like that old standard picker unit, it moves 6 inches. Ability seems to be gone.
It's gone off. I guess they took it off everyone in the entire 3.5 update.
Yeah.
Which is sad because I liked it on the tanks, but nobody gets that anymore.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was too broken. Like the armies that had it were just better than the armies that didn't.
I thought every one of them had added. Yeah.
I will say there's one extra thing. So it's not new, but the Wolf Dog Companion that it used to be called like Watchman or something, but now it's Repel Ambushes, just pushing everyone out from 12 inches. Super good upgrade.
It's a unit now. It's better now because it used to be the model that upgrades with it.
Oh my god!
But now that
so you can put this on a 20-man infantry squad, and they have to stay 12 inches away from the squad.
Yeah, although with cohesion, your blob size is still maxed out
9 inches.
9-inch diameter.
9 inches is better than 2, or 2 inches.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But important distinction, so you can't fill up your whole objective with one big recruit squad. But yeah, that's a winner, which is good because I felt like that was just not very good when it was the single model.
I got huge value out of it, but the fact that it's a whole unit now, you can have 2 of these and your deployment is safe pretty much now. If you have 2 units, damn. Okay. Yeah. So. In my opinion, this guy, I mean, yeah, you run him with Stormtrooper as a bomb, either with the precision shooter, or like you mentioned, the coordinate coming down would be hilarious. Or you just keep him incredibly cheap, and either use him as chaff or like a caster drop just into the enemy's backline and be annoying. He's pretty cool. People way overestimate him. Like. Everyone freaks the hell out when he comes down on the board and they like dedicate like 2 units to killing him. It's hilarious.
That is the nice thing about just dropping a single hero activation. People panic about it and you're like, well, it's not actually going to do much. It's mostly just to distract you for a little bit.
Yeah, you can send 300 points worth of stuff into him. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what happened in our game with the Jackal and the Elder.
Yeah. All right, so company leader, the
discount option or normal buffer.
Yeah, default pretty much. I really like him. He doesn't have any different ability.
He does. He has Enforcer.
Yeah, he's got no retreat. And you know what's key with this now? It's not just on his own unit. It's on any unit. So he can give it out as an order.
Oh. It's straight up an order instead. That's
an order, which is amazing.
That is really good.
So this could be out to 24 inches. And just like, so you park him in the middle of the board and wherever needs to hold, you can just send orders out to say that you guys are going to die rather than break morale.
It is nice to be able to pass your buffs around your army like that. Although it does question a bit more the unit that you put these heroes in. It's not, because for most army buffs that I've seen, it's like shorter range, but with your longer range, it seems like you're not really incentivized necessarily to put them in the unit that will benefit from the buff, but from a unit you'd want to activate early regardless, like a sniper unit or something like that, that then just passes the buff to someone else.
It needs to be one of these units that has this. Field radio.
Oh, for the radio? Yeah.
Mandatory. But I suppose we should go into what's the actual HGF rule. It's this. They get +1 morale flat. Whenever they make a morale, they just get +1 to whatever their quality is. Which, when you get a banner, so when it gets to the boosted version, you just get flat out +2. Which...
is cracked.
Is absolutely amazing. So that means that a base infantry squad with no upgrades is a 3-up morale. And if you put a company commander in there, it's a 2-up. Veterans, no support, just a banner, 2-up.
It to me, in our games, it felt like one of the key weaknesses of your list is that 5-up morale on the infantry.
That's gone.
4-up, and it's just gone
now. We 3.
Yeah, yeah.
You better kill everyone. That is just, it's just. So yeah, you can have recruits, and you just put in a company commander, and you can have buffs or whatever. You know, it's a 3-up morale.
Yeah.
No, it's
the recruits there.
3-up morale.
Recruits are just there to cover him. Yeah.
It's.
Can the recruits take a?
Recruits get. They actually went up 5 points, which is incredibly sad for them. But I'll talk about that later. Anyway, yeah. So this is huge. This is unbelievably based. I love this rule. I'm going to enjoy making 3-up morales and 2-up morales. I'm just going to look in the eye every time I roll and say it's a 2-up morale. Just morale you.
Yeah, it's hard to say whether it's a particularly egregious one because knowing what mine is, knowing what the Orc one is, like looking at all of the different army-wide special rules, they're all quite strong.
It's not sexy, but this is good. This is extremely good. Not failing morale is amazing.
Yeah,
like
I don't think it's
players will look at this and be like, like that doesn't sound good. Like I don't want my guys dying anyway. Trust me, when you make that 3-up morale, it's going to be worth it. It's so good. Nothing worse than breaking and having your guys out.
Yeah. Ending up stunned, sitting there, not losing an activation, getting charged, having them get routed.
Yeah. It's such a huge... Yeah, just in a metal 3-up to live. Crazy.
Doesn't happen too much in our Human Defense Force v DAO games. Too much charging.
Yeah. Well, I charge.
Yeah, with that little piece of tech you're looking at there, demo charge.
Yeah, so there's some new... one of the other things that's changed is now you can have 2 upgrades. Normally this is limited to 1, so you could have Scout, Demo Charge, Heavy Armor, you pick one of them. Now you can actually pick 2, and this is for the veterans as well. So obviously you go double Demo Charge. Check that, it's not legal, sadly. But... yeah, the fact that you can go Scout and Heavy Armor, or if you just want to be uber survival, like Heavy Armor Stealth, or just Demo Charge Heavy Armor, so good. He can run the Lance, so he can be on the equivalent of a horse. He can be in the cavalry, which is nice. So he gets impact, he gets 3 attacks. He's actually slightly choppy, kind of, not really.
I'd be interested to see how the cavalry got changed. If they're looking good.
They're still trash.
I always thought they were fun, but we'll get to them when we get to them.
Yeah, so company leaders, great. Combine them up with the hold the line, so you can get the base squad quality to 4. Then you've got a hold the line +1, put in a banner now that are 2-up. It doesn't matter what the squad's quality is, it's a 2-up quality now for morale. Good, really good. And then you got all these other buffs, which are great. So, yeah, love him. All right, recruits. So they're slightly more expensive. They're 5 points up from the 70 they were before, but they got hold the line.
Very nightmare.
They're so good. I like recruits. What do you think about recruits?
I do it. There's been too many games that we've played where I slip an ambusher to back lines to take a objective away from the front, and there's just a squad of recruits there that punches way above its weight in melee against like assault veteran battle brothers. So recruits to me are just because they cost you nothing, you care not at all about them. Everyone sort of needs that like large model count chaff unit, and I think you've really got the GOAT option here with these recruits, or at least in my experience as your opponent, it certainly feels that way. The hold the line buff on them too.
Yeah, the hold the line is amazing for them.
The fact that like basically all you want from this unit is I want it to be there and be annoying to get rid of, and I don't know, if it does something I'm happy, if it doesn't I don't really mind, and hold the line's going to make that even easier for 5 points difference.
So the way I run recruits, well, I've had the most success is just to run 10 and give them no support and expect nothing out of them. They just hang around, their chaff activations, and they go after objectives later in the game. Because they're not going to get shot around the mid game because there's so many other things to shoot, but right around the end game they can start moving around and start capping objectives, and there's not enough stuff to kill them anymore. But I mean, you can also just double them up, put a company commander in, and give him the where is he?
No retreat.
Yeah, the no retreat. Now they're a 3-up base. He can give them no retreat, so if they fail, they're not going to fail, and he can then give it to other people as well. I mean, there's lots of other ways to do it, but
is no retreat buff just the next time?
Yeah, it's once.
Yeah. Okay. So if they haven't used it, you can just bounce it on the next.
Yeah, you just start spreading it around your army, and it's not even like. So I didn't like no retreat before because the squad would break pretty often, and then you'd lose lots of dudes. But if you got a base 3-up morale, it's not going to happen that often, and then just that odd time when it happens and you just wish it didn't. Now it's not. So
it does double the cost of the unit to have this guy in, though.
Yeah. So it changes what it is. It moves it from a chaff unit to like an actual piece. But yeah, I mean, recruits as a concept, freaking fantastic. It's not the first thing you put in your list, but you often find like, I've got like 150 points left, or I've got 220 points left. Just slam 3 recruits in, and you'll be super happy. Just right at the start of the army, just like right at the start of the battle, just like activate your 3 recruits, do nothing with them, and then make your enemy do stuff, and then you can start shooting him. It's great.
Yeah, it's just really fun to come up against. No, the other thing it does is that I don't think you mentioned was during deployment, it's a early deployment that you just put down while your opponent's thinking about where to put their tanks, and they're sort of like, I'll leave my tanks till last so I can sort of counter deploy, and you just drop a recruit. Like, I don't care what happens to this unit, hurry up and put down your important stuff. So
you put recruits over
exactly.
Like you have to do. You have to have something over there that can stop these recruits from getting onto the objective. But then I might not put anything else over there, so you might be screwing yourself.
The default feeling. The default response as your opponent is, I just don't want to deal with the recruits.
Yeah, well, they often live to the end of the game because you don't. It doesn't feel good to shoot recruits. You don't want to. But they do stand on objectives, and then they're a problem. And now they actually make morale checks. Great.
Grunt Robots. I don't think I've ever seen you use these.
I don't like them. I really don't like them. So they're more expensive. So it's a 5-man unit, 10-man unit for 160. They get the good shot. Which is, it's fine. They get hold the line. That's good. So they're 4 quality morale. They're fearless. That's actually extremely good. But they don't have any weapons or anything. So I don't like 24-inch attack 1, no AP. How much do you care about that? Is that going to worry you in any way? Like,
not really. It's
talk about that.
And it's in the range of dummy activation price. Like, it's 80 points, but unlike recruits, you lose half the. Yeah. I mean, that's what I have to deal with for my chaff. It's,
and
5 dude squads.
It's 5 dudes who die just the same as recruits. They have the same defensive profile. So it's half the dudes, same defensive profile, costs more. Yes, they shoot more, but they're shooting.
They're more immune to morale too.
Yeah, they are.
That's built in.
And they shoot 4-up, so it's okay.
Yeah, shoot 4-up, 4-up, rerollable with that fearless on morale. So, I mean, they're harder to remove off the board if you don't have them die from being shot, but you're also twice as likely to die from being shot than you are with recruits. I can't really see a use for them.
There's another unit that is a similar price.
Oh, same price.
And mogs them. So, yeah.
I was going to say that extended buff range, the fact that they have a field radio, maybe they could be a bodyguard unit.
That never breaks. Yeah.
Yeah. There might be some tech in there.
I mean, for me, this is like if I was role playing, these would be my like Kriegers because they just have loads of break. That's what I would use them for. But like, if I was like, I need to win this campaign,
160 point. Yeah. 160 points though for a 10-man to represent like a full squad of Kriegers just feels like too much for so little.
It's too much. 10 AP 0 shots just for 160 points. Like, no. Like, yeah, the morale.
No AP as well, yeah.
It's just, yeah. Anyway.
Infantry.
So they've they've got the extended buff range. They've got the company standards. So they make 3 ups, 2 ups if they've got any kind of command support. They got their medical training as usual. They've added drum rifles back in for 5 points. Really tasty. I don't think their sergeant weapons have changed or anything. They've got this new HE autocannon, which has got AP1 and fracture. Yeah. So I think these are really good now. My problem with them always... Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, what's the big change for you? Is it the morale
3 up
change? I mean, 4 up base, but that...
this is auto-click.
Yeah.
You can't not click this.
It's 5 points. The fact that you get 2 per 10-man, and then so if you double size the squad, you can take all 3 of those abilities. But the fact that...
The wrong button. This one. Hold the line. Hold the line boost. I want my 3 up morale.
Yeah. It's so cheap. It's such a nothing cost.
5 points for a 3 up morale. Yeah, so what's changed? So I previously, if I ran a infantry squad, they were cheap, but they always had that 5 up morale, which meant that if they got down to 5, I'm probably not seeing them for the rest of the game. Now, they're still cheap, and they have a 3 up morale, which means they're going to do their thing with impunity pretty much, unless they're removed. Serious dedicated fire. Which is amazing. So now you can run them as little dinky 10-man squads, and they've got 3 up morale, and they're going to run around capping objectives and doing things and shooting drum rifles, or you can have a full 20-man squad with regen, command support, and all the weapon teams, and they're actually going to be extremely tough. Like, I'm super keen about these guys. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be good to see something other than recruits and vets on your side of the board, like the classic infantry squad. I'd be interested to see if you start trying them out with those weapon teams, particularly that new HE autocannon.
I just saw this. They've got laser rifles too. That's new.
The
30 AP3.
That's an interesting one. That's such a weird place, but 10 points is nice and cheap.
30 inches is weird because they all have 24-inch range. So, like...
Yeah, but I feel like with infantry, or like any guard squad, really, you're looking at a 5 up to hit for a no AP shot. It always feels like the guns are incidental, and it's really the special weapons that are yeah.
And I mean,
but it's interesting.
So now you...
Three. That's a.
Yeah, it's an interesting weapon.
Well, that's how you usually run these infantry, isn't it? With the flamers.
Just throw 2
max flamers.
Throw 2 flamers in, and now they can't be ignored, and they're a threat to any infantry. Yes, it's only 12 inches, but they hit on 2s, which is just really, really good. They do... I suppose we should talk about... I'm not sure if you're familiar with what our mark is, because everyone's got marks now. So
I have seen them.
We give relentless now. So that's our thing. We put a relentless marker on enemies, which is another fringe upgrade to the infantry squad, because if they shoot something that's relentless, then they get a 50% boost to their damage output, as opposed to any of the other squads hitting on 4s or 3s.
Because they're costed for a 5 up to hit. which means that you're not paying a huge amount extra to get that 50% increase in shots.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Infantry Squad's going to have a good place.
The go there might be putting your commanders in squads that apply marks.
No, there is another.
No? There is another? There's some other Kino that I haven't seen.
Light Walkers have it.
This is no.
There need be no others. Light Walkers have it covered.
Take me back. Take me back.
Especially because it's 18-inch range on the mark, so they need to be hugging.
Wow. Your scout walkers need to be near the opponent. No. I've never seen you do that in a game before.
Yeah, so I think they'll be the ones to do it. But yeah, Infantry Squads, I'm seeing good things. It's actually cool to put melee on them. I've been trying the sort of just random NG weapons rending. Actually, it's pretty nice.
But yeah, Pocket Sergeant melee just always seems to outperform what you think it's going to do, because usually you've got, even when something is dedicated to kill you, either it can wipe you out or it can't, and if it can't, that sergeant's the only thing that's left, and that can actually scratch something compared to the rest of your squad. Yeah, and that's so cheap too.
Last to die. Yeah, he's cheap. Exactly, he's cheap. And he gets like bonus again. He's got bad quality, but that means he's got extra value from branding. He's got actually drum pistols. That's new. So many new things. I don't know if that's good though. 2 shots rending or 1 AP4.
Well, you're talking about drum rifles. You like the drum rifles. The drum pistol's probably not bad either. Is that new though for you?
It's new. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it is.
I solidly rate rending. It always does more than you expect. And there's nothing quite like your opponent showing up, having spent points on adding regeneration to their units, and you're like, yeah, sorry, rending shooting. It just feels very much like the stars aligning when you get to turn off there. Plus the extra AP off on the off chance being like, I have nothing else to shoot this unit at, being able to pop it at a vehicle or something.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Infantry Squads, they are going to be pretty good. Veterans. Best boys. So many ways to
nice Dow strike team. Yeah, that's crazy.
So they got the upgrade. Now they can have 2 of these, just like we talked about. So now you can have the scouting veterans with demo charges. So you can scout and then melee. You got scouting with heavy armor. You got stealth and heavy armor for backline untouchable. So that's all good. They got the drum rifles added in, and they got base 2-up morale with the company standard. No support needed.
Ooh. You got a price increase on shotguns. It's a single model upgrade now.
Oh, it always has been that's a unique thing. Yeah, you're a filthy tar player, you wouldn't know, but we have to pay 5 points for all of our shotguns all the time. Always have.
Cringe.
Yeah, it's pretty cringe. Yeah, so I mean, veterans are just straight good. Like any way you want to run them, AT, scout up, max fusion, good to go. You can run them. How good's demo charges? Worth taking? Yeah.
Look, the fear of seeing a sort of the APC right up the board, and then out pops demo vets, and you've got your furious buffing commander, which I guess that's gone now, isn't it?
Poison is kind of equivalent, because demo re-rolling 6s when you're hitting with AP4 melee attacks and no regen is pretty good too. But yeah, the Fury's gone is not amazing, but
it's scary. There's not really any unit that sees that coming and goes, oh, they'll be fine. And it's because AP4.
Because you think like HCF, you're like, oh, it's HCF infantry, I can mulch them. And it's like, well, if these guys charge you, they don't really care what you are. They're going to kill you unless you're like some kind of 12 wound combat walker or something.
The real value comes from the fact that it's limited. So you're paying so little for the extra melee attack. It's high quality because it's AP4, and once it's gone, you don't have to worry about that unit anymore. Like that, it's
like
they weren't going to get it anyway.
Yeah.
So it's good you didn't have to pay the extra cost of it being like a regular weapon. 15 points to get to all 5 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the fact that you can spend 25, take scout and the demo charge. So now I'm scared of you putting just some of these on the board without even bothering to pay the transport tax. Put double as many on the board in front of me because you're not paying the transport tax.
And they could have a commander that makes 2 go.
Oh yeah, sick.
Double melee attack off the bat. It's yeah, it's a demo charge is great, but just shooting wise, they're good too. Just they're so versatile as a pick. It's like never bad to take them, and whether you want them defensive or offensive, they can do it. Yeah,
I like the combo. You get the same combo with the stormtroopers too. The double plasma rifle and the fusion rifle with it, and
a plasma pistol.
Plasma pistol, on the sergeant, and you end up with the 3 AP4 shots per half and the melter. Yeah,
and then you can put a company leader in and give him the master plasma pistol and the +1 to hit. Put him in there. And that's a lot of damage. Give them some scouts so they get to walk and just immediately delete something. Make sure you give the commander scout too. And yeah, that's a gnarly alpha strike and doesn't even cost that much.
And you could give that scout. You could give that stealth, or you could give that extra armor, whatever you want. Or demos, Demos. I don't know. I don't know that I'd go demos.
Yeah, because you're kind of shooting and melee, and then you're kind of doing 2 things at once. But
yeah, better off not building for both.
Just the heavy armor's good. 5 points for +1 armor.
Yeah, honestly, if I was using them in this capacity and I was trying to scout them up the board, I would lean more stealth because that negative to hit, I feel like, is going to make more of a swing than the +1 armor. But
you got the regen to give a little bit of tankiness if you need. You just need to take 1.
That's true. It's only 1 model for the whole squad, so. But then, see, there's the point. You keep spending more and more points on this 1 unit. It's now up to 380. Before you put on the scouts and you put on the company commander, it was, I think, 270. And that already on its own is pretty.
But this, yes, I agree. But, like, the math on adding the 2 AP4 attacks and turning the attacks from 4 to 3 is like a 50% increase in damage against defense 2. It's a very significant increase. But it does turn it into a unit to a bit of a Death Star kind of thing where it has to perform and it hurts to lose.
Although, I guess the downside here is that you historically you've done this with stormtroopers more because the ambush means I can put them down, I can get that guaranteed volley off. Something's gonna die or be like really unhappy with how it's going. In this case, putting this on the board might.
It's this rule. That rule is incredible.
It does let you counter deploy.
That's exactly right. You see where your enemy's best thing is, and you just put this unit next to it when you either know that you're going first or you know that your enemy's going first, but you can put yourself in a way that you don't get shot immediately. And first turn, you just absolutely mollywop something. And it's such a big difference between scout and ambush, in my opinion. I've moved entirely to veterans for that purpose, just because of that, just because it's so much better than ambush in my opinion. But anyway.
Well, your scouting shenanigans just being like, all right, deploy your army, and then I'll deploy mine.
Counter
halfway up the board. Yeah, it's definitely challenging to come up against, trying to work out how to counter it with your own deployments. And honestly, the best thing I've found is my own scouts. quite aggressive ones too. I usually take the jackal hounds.
Yeah, they're a pain in the ass. Vets, yeah, absolutely fantastic unit. Really, really good. Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers. What do you think? They don't have to take
so-
much anymore, so they're slightly cheaper.
Yeah, and that Strider, of course, is very useful. They can't get the Scout, can they?
Only the only difference is they can get this Storm Machine Gun and the Ambush, and that's it. Because the veterans can get the Defense 4, and they got Strider. Of course.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: vets are so versatile now. I feel like they almost eat the Stormtroopers' lunch. Like, unless you desperately need ambush, then yeah, they're pretty good. But
Yeah, I could see Stormtroopers being a better, like, get on an objective and sit there and just be hard to remove unit beyond veterans, just because of Strider. They're not going to have any troubles getting there. They don't have, you're not paying for Scout to sort of like be in that position super early. It might just be like a flank unit if you're not running an ambush. I don't know. I'm trying to find a reason why you'd take them, but
one thing that's I could maybe think of is this rapid advance buff, so they can advance 10, which means that the Strider will kick in. Where like they advance 10 through terrain, whereas the normal troops would have to stop at 6, even with the rapid advance.
Hold up. Stormtroopers have heavy rifles. They have AP. Take back everything I said.
They got the AP. Yeah.
Yeah, but vets don't have it.
No. They get shotguns. But yeah. They got the 24-inch AP1, which combines up nicely with the Storm Machine Gun, so you can get base 8 shots out of 5 guys or 16 shots out of 10 at 24 inches.
Yeah, so I think unless you're going ambush, that's probably how I'm building Stormtroopers, right? That's probably how I'd do it. Stick to that 24-inch range band, sort of medium infantry, long-range fire support. Plus, if you throw in the Storm Machine Gun, because it's a different gun name, it means you can split fire that like AP1 infantry firepower. It's just useful to have incidentally. So the fact that then you could have that in the squad and then split does provide some utility.
And Strider's a god-tier rule.
Yeah, Strider's always good.
It's a pretty good rule. So
there's nothing worse than being like, oh, I'm going to move here. I can't. There's difficult terrain. Oh, do I have Strider? No, I don't. Crap.
Yeah, if your enemy has Strider or they're just dancing around some difficult terrain, it's just the worst. Or if like an objective is just a little bit
in the middle of it.
Or God forbid, you're like 6 inches away from the terrain. It's like in the middle of the terrain, so you can't even touch the terrain or get to the objective. Yeah,
you got to kind of like stand outside it and then wait a turn to walk in.
Yeah. So yeah, they're good, and it's interesting that they don't have to have ambush anymore, so they can almost be like Stormtroopers in like a vehicle kind of thing.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're in a vehicle, you want to go for like a 5-up save vet squad that'll do the same thing.
Just alpha strikes.
And you're not paying. I mean, it's 5 points difference, right, for the armor on vets. So I guess it's not a huge deal, but you want to save points where you can on a squad that's going in a vehicle, because they're probably bristling with all your expensive short range firepower, like the melters and
plasmas.
Yeah, or demo charges, I guess. That's the other thing as well. You don't really want to put these in a vehicle when you could put demo vets.
Yeah. It's interesting that the vets are actually scarier, in my opinion. They're scarier in terms of what they can bring. But the Stormtroopers, I guess, they got that Strider, and they've got a slightly more AP on their base weapons, so they're just a more generalist kind of unit.
It's a weird niche.
I find myself not using Stormtroopers that much these days.
Yeah, I love the models.
I do use the models.
You just use them as vets.
Well. Yeah. Sappers. Okay. So Relentless has changed. So Sappers are good now.
Yes, yeah.
Holy balls! So they buffed Flamer Sappers. They buffed them.
They made them better. Yeah.
Made them even better. So they got hold the line, and now they've got a relentless that works, so they can actually just always have it. They just have to stay 9 inches away, which is trivial.
Oh, this is so crazy. 180 points. You drop in 6 flamers
and 6 hits on average. 6 hits
Oh.
because of relentless. So it's a 20% increase in effectiveness of what they were before. I think
just
too.
Yeah, I hate this. I think a lot of armies have that sort of 3 model specialist unit with a special weapon with relentless in it, but it's just the fact that your flamer ones, your flamer sappers, will cut above other people's, where other people have maybe 4 up to hit, 3 up to hit, so they can actually shoot with the other weapons. It's the fact that with your sappers, the 2 up reliable on the flamer, it's just such a cheap, high damage unit that
most destroys infantry. Just annihilates any 20-man squad has to live in terror of this coming out of a vehicle or a plane. And if your opponent leaves like a backline, like chaff unit or recruits unit, thinking like, this will hold an objective, sappers say no. They'll kill like 15 to 18 models. So, like that's only the flamer sappers. So all the other weapon profiles are actually worth using now because relentless is actually functioning.
I see you've got the rapid plasmas too. You get the 2-shot plasmas.
Yeah, so 12 plasma shots hitting on the equivalent of 4s. So 6 plasma shots.
270 points though.
It's not cheap. And they are 6 guys on 5 up, so they die to anything. But it is so they will almost kill a vehicle. They'll almost kill a transport on average, which is sad. That will. Yeah, well.
12. Yeah.
Relentless is +1 to hit, so hitting 6 hits. But 6 hits is not. 6 hits is not enough against the transport.
6 hits, 5 wounds.
Because it'll
well, now you just double down and you give it the +1 buff from the company commander, obviously.
Yeah. Or you just go fusion.
Yeah.
So
I think
now we went from what's that? 3. That's 3 fusion rifle hits. That should do it.
Fraction of the price too, because you're paying 5 per 180 points. 3 fusion rifle hits. Yeah, it'll
should kill a transport on average. With So yeah, that's actually a kind of a cool squad, and God forbid you give them a +1 to hit.
Yeah.
So
it's not much bad you can say about the sappers.
They're actually really good. Even stuff like grenade launchers is kind of interesting. Like just having 24 inches of equivalent of 4 up to hit blasts for 90 points. Yeah. I mean, Flamers are just going to do it better, but they have to do it within 12.
I don't see any situation where you want to take the unit of grenade launchers particularly over much other option.
Flamers, fusion, plasma.
Stormtroopers, because they get AP1 and more chance to hit, even though they lose out on the blast. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of rate sappers. The fact this relentless change is massive. They used to be almost trash outside of the flamer version.
And the flame version you have it relentless and it's never going to be usable. I had this similar experience as well, playing with the Battle Brothers option there. It's just you just don't take the one that has relentless
because it's not like you have to move to use the unit in the previous edition to use a flamer unit or a melter unit or anything. You had to move. It's not a choice, and then if you have to move, you don't get relentless, and you're probably not going to get another turn after you've fired whatever you're firing. So the rule didn't exist, but you paid for it, which is just awful. It's like,
Yeah. Now it's I'm going to see that a lot more in games, I suspect.
yeah, that's Sappers are great. Run Flamer Sappers and just annihilate your enemy's infantry.
Put them in the transport. Yeah.
These are the first unit that get the relentless mark, and I don't think it's that good for them because they have to be within 18 inches. But
Yeah.
they do get scouts, so they can definitely get within 18 inches, but whether they want to is another thing. Yeah, go ahead.
The question about scout and snipers is that you're probably more looking for getting a good angle across the board with the scout than you are for getting as far forward as possible, like you would with most other scouts, as well as the whole counter deploying with the scouts. I've become more and more a fan of snipers, and the changes, I think takedown, does takedown work the exact same way as the old sniper? It is the same? Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of value can be gained by popping out those sergeants with special weapons, the big squad. Like, yeah, when you get to like target something, which I feel like most armies will have something targetable with snipers, they can really punch above and create a lot of utility and value. So they're just very hard to price on their own, but. Yeah, I mean, I think that targeting sight is just another utility feature you can add to the snipers that, like...
More points on an expensive and very small model count unit. 155 points for 3 guys with 5 up defense. 3 shots.
Yeah.
3 2-ups.
Look, I'm trying to find these.
I haven't had a good experience with snipers, sadly.
Yeah. When he was talking to me about the tech of using snipers and we wanted to try them out, I showed up the same game with also snipers. We played a sort of snipers war game, and I think my snipers did a bit better.
They're so like, against some opponents, these are going to pop. Like, I think against the orcs, these are going to do okay because you can just take out their medics, and they don't have amazing long range shooting, and they don't have great to hit. So the stealth is going to matter more. But
snipers would be good against your banners.
Yeah, they would.
Because that's more of
those.
Well, that's giving me ideas while we talk about it. So.
Damn it. Yeah, so I don't rate this unit, sadly. I think it's a very situational unit. It'll depending on your opponent, it could be amazing. So maybe take like 1 unit of 3 and see what they do. But definitely don't take like
leave off the mark
6 and leave off the mark. Yeah.
It's too much. It's that range disparity. If it was somewhere near the same range, then that would be like,
mark out to 36 inches. Then I would go. Consider it. But
it'd be 18. A bit more expensive, I imagine.
All right, so weapon teams. So they haven't actually changed. They just got the hold the line, and they got the relentless mark, which is okay because relentless means +1 to hit, but 18 inches. And these guys don't want to be within 18 inches. They're all 30 inches minimum.
These weapons seem cheaper. Am I
think they're about
seeing things?
So what is it? No, I think that's what it was. 135 for mortars.
Okay.
Tell me about a defense 5 team with tough 3.
That's your favorite, isn't it? Look, I think you have bad experiences with these, and I think it comes from the combination of quality 5, defense 5 being, I'm going to fire my mortar, it's going to miss, and if anyone shoots at me, I'm picking up the unit. But it's it's still, 9 wins to chew through with a 3-man team. So it does have more staying power, and unlike a sort of an infantry squad, it has that. Every wound it takes isn't a reduction in its shooting profile. It takes 3 before it steps down, as well as its morale check becomes at 6 wounds taken instead of 5 from like a 10-man squad. So there is some, look at a comparison with an infantry squad there. I can see the value with that. The indirect blast from the mortars. I mean, if you got a close to your deployment zone objective, being able to just set them there instead of recruits as an alternative and still have those mortars lob across the board, it kind of feels like cheap and incidental. I rate my experience using mortars a lot more than I think you do.
I've had such a bad experience with them. Oh my god.
You roll too many misses, and it just feels useless. I mean, a double squad of mortars at 270 with a buff is 6 potential mortars flinging across the board.
So if they buff themselves with the relentless mark, then it's 3 normal. It should be 3 mortars hitting, assuming they can tag something within 18 inches. It's okay, but here's the problem: if anyone shoots you with blast or deadly,
it does crack
you. You're like, and anything. Who doesn't have blast 3 and deadly 3, and it doesn't look at these and be like, "Wow, that's an easy pickup." God. And then they don't even. It's not like they're a glass cannon. They're like a. I don't know. They're a glass trash bin. Like, they don't even do anything, and they die really effectively. It's like. Anyway, if you want weapon teams, in my opinion, get them in either an infantry squad or veterans.
Yeah.
They're actually protected, and then what I said about them dying really effectively doesn't count because you
got all those dumb bodies in front,
buffered by the dudes with rifles, and they actually can do their job. This squad sucks. Maybe you have better luck than I do, but I actively hate them. OGRE Robots. They don't have their undead rule anymore, where they can't fail morale. They've just got fearless and a 3-up. 3-up base. I really liked them for that ability to never fail morale before, so they've lost that, which does suck. But they do have fearless.
Fearless is good. It's not unfailable morale, but the fact that you have a chance to just pass, and so that way you're not getting the reduction in model count, is nice.
And it's a 50%. So they're the equivalent of a 2-up morale, but that's not impressive anymore because veterans have that.
Not impressive for you maybe, but I mean 3-up with fearless is the old Battle Brothers mechanics.
Yeah. I mean, so these are okay. The light grenade launcher is actually pretty cool because they can just walk in the middle of the board and just actually contribute and do stuff, and they're not easy to kill. They are the equivalent of like a Space Marine with tough 3. Isn't that like a Terminator profile now? It's tough 3 defense.
Yeah. I think Terminators are Def 3, and then if they get the shield, they go to Def 2.
Okay. These aren't a melee unit, by the way. Don't even try. They kind of are, but they're not. They can't go up against a dedicated melee unit and win. They will lose to a dedicated melee unit. What's it? 9, 18 attacks, 4-up furious, 3-up. I've sent it into I sent it into your robot that had just stomps and fear, and they still lost. I couldn't believe it. I think shooting is probably the better option with them, or like a medium melee unit that you don't expect to carry the day.
Yeah, look,
Go ahead.
When you show up to a game when I show up to a game, you got a 6-man blob of these with some hero in it. I look at it and I see that and I get worried, and it's threatening and it's scary. The models are big. I'm really worried about it. And then you make it across the board. You've lost maybe a third from the shooting I've spared at them. You charge me or you start doing the grenade launches, and it just feels like, oh, was that it?
It's not that scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually pretty disappointing that their melee output, but that's okay. We got some good melee outputs. I think these kind of lost a bit of their niche when they lost the robot rule, where they would just never fail morale and they'd die. But they're reasonably tough. So, yeah. Combat bikers. Oh, they haven't fixed them.
Is thrust the new lance rule?
+1 to hit, +1 AP. Yeah. Oh, they did put it on the anti-tank lance, which I really appreciate, because they didn't have it before, so it'd be a 5-up deadly 3 attack. Yeah, which is awful. You'd never want that. So now it's still the same 4-up as all the other attacks. They still got impact, so they still go into like light to almost medium units and will chop them up okay. But they got hold the line, so they don't fail morale as bad, but they don't. They're still guardsmen dying. They're still defense 5. They still don't have Strider, so they can't deal with like all the problems on the board.
No scout as well.
No scout, and no way to give them scout.
I really like cavalry in games.
Me too. I love my models, but there is nothing really that can make them cook. They're okay. I think they can be like a cheap unit that you can use to like go around the board and be the equivalent of recruits that just goes after. They're better than recruits. These could actually charge a small unit and probably win. As long as it didn't have dedicated melee and didn't have armor. But
I think there's some value in if this unit was in another army book. Like if this was in Dow, this would be a great unit to take. A cheap, chargy, fast unit, countercharge unit. Yeah, got that impact. So like likely to get hits. I think it feels with impact and maybe going for the hunting lances for the extra chance to hit. I think it's a good second charge unit. You know, you charge with your dedicated melee, and then you get the extra morale check by charging the same unit again. While they're fatigued or potentially already shaken. And I think they'd be really great in, like I said, like the Dow army, but they just feel so pointless in human defense force.
You're 100% right. They can't be the Vanguard because they get picked up immediately. But if they're the second line and they can slip through and enough stuff is tied up or dead that you can't shoot them effectively, then yes, they'll probably do stuff. But what you want to do when you look at this profile, you think, oh, fast. I'm going to run them up the board, and then I'll get a turn 2 charge, and you do that, and then your opponent puts like mild firepower in them, and they fold. Like not even like if they put dedicated fire into them, they will disappear.
And yeah, if you're not using them into like light infantry, like charging them at them, or using them as the second charge against like an already damaged unit, this profile in its optimal situation doesn't do a lot. No, and it tricks you into thinking like you've got AP2 on the charge and you got some deadly 3 weapons, so you think, oh, maybe I can go into like a defense 2. Don't do that. They suck so bad because the value is not in that. The value is in this impact. So you want to put them into light infantry. That is what they kill. If you send them into a vehicle or something, you might find they do like 1 or 2 wounds. Yeah, I mean, that squad will sleep. That'll sleep a squad of recruits on average. Yeah, this punches into orcs and things, stuff with like defense 5. That doesn't like taking impact hits.
Yeah, they still disappoint me. God, I wish they could have Strider or something, or like a +1 defense. But
yeah. I mean, they have value in our campaign, I think. But
yeah, the fast profile is value in the campaign, but just for your ordinary campaigns, ordinary games. Sorry, combat bikers. I'll use your deathcore riders soon. Light APC. He's got this thing. He gets buffed now from 24 inches. That's pretty cool.
Oh,
what do we think about light APCs? He's got +1. It's pretty cool.
yeah, sick. Yeah, my one chance to stop this death machine. No, not really. I mean, this is the thing that you try.
Effective machine.
Really, yeah. I think a lot of people pay the same amount for a very similar unit, but just the fact that its weapon profile is that double heavy flamer.
Right. Yeah.
It's just it's transport. Usually, it's like they unload their.
But these are 2 different weapons.
I guess you could split fire. Yeah.
Yeah. That's. Oh. Okay. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So. Reliable blast AP1s on something that's fast and has a job to push something into the front lines and is reasonably tough on a decent price.
You can't ignore it, unfortunately, with those flamers
and this
strapped to
objectives. Because it usually lives in turn 3 or 4. And it'll just hang around and it'll move like 16 inches onto some random objective through cover because it's got Strider.
You pretty much always take Strider on a transport. Be brainless not to.
Yeah, I like it. It's yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a big proponent of transports. The impact value on transports as well. Always just clutch to get a shaken on a unit that's already been damaged, or route a unit with that. Just here I am. You're on objective. We're contesting it. I can't kill your unit. Hit it with my transport. Oh look, you lost the morale check. All of a sudden, I control the objective.
Or just send it into like a unit that's shaken and. They're probably not going to get any wounds into you because you've got defense 2 and they're hitting on 6s, and you just have to push one wound through and that unit disappears automatically, no morale.
True.
Impact is great. Yeah, look, love my APCs, so good.
You
can't
the flame
times, but you can stack so many horrifying things in there, like veteran bombs and the sappers with flamers.
The combat bikers, technically.
You could put combat bikers in there. Yeah.
You probably shouldn't.
You shouldn't, no. Armoured Truck. This is cool. This used to suck, but now it's got this upgrade. So now it can scout. Now it's got a real role.
Oh, so you can scout the sappers with flamers in this.
I did that, yes. I did that against the Orc player. That was his first game. I was a mean person.
Yeah.
So he's got a 6-person transport, which is perfect for those sappers. And he can scout them, which means that you can counter deploy someone and guarantee whatever is in your transporting is going to hit, as long as you aren't picked up. Great. He's also got this relentless mark, which the APC doesn't.
A transport is really nice to have that,
especially a scouting one.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah.
Yeah, he's different because he's only got the transport 6 and he doesn't have the flamers. He's only got these weapons, which are meh, whatever.
The fact that he's a scouting transport is really the strong point on his profile.
Yeah, you need to think. You don't take this unless you have a plan for these 2 rules. If you have a plan for scout and transporting 6 things, then this is your guy right here. And he's
points to it. It's right in line with sort of average transport costs, and the sort of real step down is losing the flamers, losing some transport, but that scout is just...
It's really hard to counter this. So, if your opponent, let's say I'm playing a normal game and I've got my APC, I have to put that APC down at some point, and my opponent will see it, both in deployment, so he can potentially put things down to stop it, but I don't have perfect information on what he's doing either, so it might not be in the best place. And it's going to potentially take another turn to get there. This thing negates all of that, because your opponent doesn't know where it's going. It's going to go in the perfect place. It's probably not going to be in a good place to get shot, because you can see everything on the board before you put it down. Yeah, it's pretty good. Scout rule on a transport is nice. But six-man transport, so you need a plan. All right, let's talk about light walkers.
Yeah. This is your favorite unit.
This is the best unit in the book, by none.
It is. I can't disagree.
So people look at this and they think, yeah, it looks all right. Like, it's got Fear 1, it's got Tough 6, Defense 2, okay. Some Rapid Flamers. Yeah, it's got some cool weapons. You can buy some las cannons and stuff. Yeah, all right, looks all right. Here's the source. Scout with Flamers. So, and it's cheap. 165 points. You can take 3 of these and it doesn't even hurt the bank, and suddenly some part of your opponent's board is just wrecked, and they're not easy to get rid of. Defense 2, Tough 6 is not easy to get rid of. They live through a lot, and they're so cheap, and they just eat infantry. And this funny thing is the things that typically counter scouts is other scouts, and there's not many scouts that are vehicles. Most of them are infantry, and they're usually light infantry. So this thing eats its counters. And it's got limited weapons too, so you can like double tap, and it's got this new relentless mark.
Yeah. And you're looking sort of that early game, especially sort of in our meta. You've got that transport that you're wanting to pop while it's still got its guys inside, because that's always way more valuable. And on that, you want to do that as early as you can, first activation ideally. And when he's got these flame of light walkers in the middle of the board, it's just like, well, all my big guns are going to try and pop that transport. I've got to waste it on the light walkers, or I've got to ignore them, and if I ignore them, I'm losing any infantry that I've got in the midfield. These are genuinely meta-defining for our play group. I think anyone who sort of discovers the tech
recognizes them. Everyone thinks like, oh yeah, light walkers. They are super scary.
It's such tech.
Taken en masse, they are so dangerous.
Like, you go look at any other army book for something around that 170, 160 without the
and it's this
limited weapon.
Reliable blast 3 AP1 2 attacks. It's just any infantry that your opponent has that he cares about is gone. Like, it is going to get eaten up by these light walkers on the first turn, and they're going to start taking all the objectives.
Yeah, you're probably looking at 5 wounds, 6 wounds potentially on a squad, and then you're not going to be able to kill it because it's a defense 2, tough 6 profile.
And it's even got a melee. It's got Fear 1 stomp, so it can like charge some random tank and like crack it, like just make it fail morale.
Yeah, you don't even have to roll if you charge a tank because of that fear.
It's so, and now they're just, you know what's funny? They're cheaper. This is cheaper than they were before. And they've got to hold the line. So they're better and they're cheaper. With their default loadout that I use.
You rate the cluster missiles too. It's just so cheap.
I prefer these. These are my favorite, but they went up. They used to be 5 points as well. Now they're 10 for some reason. I don't know why, but I would probably go the 5.1. But I mean, 10. Yeah, 3 attacks is good as well.
That's sort of where you're balancing chump change at the end.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal, 5 points. But if you're a HDF player and you're struggling to win games, take as many of these as you can in your points allowance, and then start picking other units. And maybe give them heavy flamers, a limited weapon, scout, and just just let your opponent do whatever they're doing, and he sets up his army, and you think, oh, there's some valuable infantry and some objectives that I want. Just put them all there.
If you want to keep your friends, perhaps maybe limit it to, if you're going 2K game, maybe just 2, because that's already too much to deal with. Take it from me, just 2 light walkers on the board. When you sort of max them out, it's
3,
just,
and it's barely above 500 points in 2K, and that's 18 wounds, defense 2 with hitting on 2s, blast.
Yeah, just 3 of those, and then 3 tank commanders with anti-tank loadout, and just
No,
what's
just
your
an armored
opponent?
truck for some more scouts and some scout veterans, and then you don't even have to deploy an army. You can just counter deploy your entire enemy army and just not have any friends. It's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lightwalkers are
They're good.
the GOAT.
Best unit in the decks, definitely.
Attack vehicle. I've been taking this one more recently. I like it. It's pretty good. If you math out the damage per point, it's up there in terms of like efficiency, and it's got great rules. You can have Strider. It's got this new buff thing. It's tough 9, which is a really annoying profile that screws up a lot of math with like deadly 6 and like deadly 3 causing a morale. It's got the new hold the line. It's got its reliable weapons if you want to run anti-infantry. I actually kind of like this thing quite a lot. What do you think?
I think, so the thing about this one is it combos in a very scary way with the Lightwalkers, because with the attack vehicle, it's got the 2 options. You sort of do the fusion cannon, or you start with like the acid cannon, or go the twin flame cannons. It's got like either anti-infantry, like horde army sort of build, or an anti-tank build. If you're running those Lightwalkers on the side, you don't need the flamers.
No, you don't need flamers.
You don't need them. And the thing is, those fusion guns, scary.
Yeah, deadly 6 before 20 and 24 inches is all you need. That's perfect. It's a fast vehicle. Yeah. It'll get there. With Strider, there's no problem hitting this against almost anything on the board, and it will smack. Like, that is a transport that just vaporized. And then it's got another incidental weapon just in case something goes wrong. And it's got a hunter missile just in case something goes wrong.
Yeah.
That's great. Just little extra weapons, because you don't want to just fire 1 and just miss. Now it's got 3. Yeah, I like it. It's
good price too.
It's
good
cheap.
Price.
It's not even expensive. Like,
and the amount of time that Tough 9 has, or seeing it on other units, just Tough 9 catches me.
You did 7 wounds to it, and it's like, cool. If that was anything else, it would picked up. But no, it doesn't care. It just makes us morale, and it keeps going.
It does. And keeping the short range on the while because it's fast vehicle, all of the tanks tend to be fast vehicles. Keeping a short range on that anti-tank firepower as well means that you're really keeping the price of the vehicle down, and it's. I don't know why you'd really want to go for like a Vanquish or battle tank or anything.
Get to that, but yes. Yeah, tanks are in a bit of a struggle, because why would you take a tank over that? That's just better, in my opinion, unless you're struck on
hero limitation is the answer.
The only reason, yeah. So attack vehicle was pretty good. Try them. I've had some good results with them. Battle tank hasn't really changed much. I can't really see. Oh, it's got the vehicle radio, but all its weapons are the same. It's the same cost. It's got the hold the line. So here's the thing. I don't really like battle tanks that much. I'm starting to get my AT and my anti-infantry elsewhere in the list, because the 4-up is just, it kills me, and tanks are so vulnerable to melee. Anything that touches them, they just instantly have to make a morale. They're very versatile. You can get lots of different ways to run them, but I feel like that's all moot now, thanks to a tank company commander, because I don't find myself taking multiple tanks often. Usually I take 1, maximum 2, and a tank commander would just do that now, I think. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's hard to see a game where you pick a battle tank. I mean, to me, I agree. The tank commander with that +1 to hit does have value there, getting that 3 up to hit with it. But even still, the tax you're paying on this compared to your other options for the same sort of roles is just too much. If you want to kill infantry with a vehicle, those light walkers just do too good. If you want
do it. There's lots of things.
and your infantry will do it. If you want to kill tanks, the attack vehicle does it better, I think. And on top of that, if you want just a tanky profile, tough 12 2-up profile, there's something coming out that's way scarier to come up against.
Yeah, that will kill tanks way better. Yeah, look, I don't mind battle tanks, but I was using them. I usually would take 1 or 2 in most games.
I don't think it's a point of it being a bad pick.
It's just
I think it's the point of you just have better options.
Clips now. It used to be good because it could order troops around. So that was a role that I liked for it, where it had an upgrade. It was 35 points or something, where you could move another unit when it activated 6 inches. So you could do surprise little pushes. You could push around combat walkers, and it could still do its own thing. Now that's gone, which was a real part of why I used tanks. It would be a piece of AT that I could activate, and I could also push a combat walker or something scary further up the board. Now I can't do that anymore, which is that's really sucks. Yeah, I mean they still do their job. They'll put out good AT. They'll put out good anti-infantry shooting. Surprisingly, the heavy flamers are some of the best weapons. Heavy flamer tank is actually not too bad because it's not pretty cheap and it'll actually roast things pretty well. But yeah, I think I'm going to be taking tank commanders from now on. Heavy battle tank. It's top 15, which is weird. What do you think about that?
This is this still the one that's the step up before the really, really big tank, or is this the
Regal Dawn equivalent? It's got
yeah.
I actually really don't like it because you're paying for this. You're paying a lot for this, and it doesn't have Strider, which is hilarious. And it doesn't have the limited weapons that the battle tank has. It's got its own stuff, but like the battle tank is able to specialize in any direction you want, and it's got amazing general upgrades. Like, hang on, it doesn't even have the radio.
I think the appeal when you're looking at sort of the heavy battle tank and a lot of things that hit that 18 or tough 15 is such a weird middle ground, but
It's super weird.
once you start hitting those high tough values, it's sort of more for those 3,000, 4,000 point.
You know what's weird? Like, though? On its base thing, 425 points for tough 15 is not bad. I mean, it's got dinky weapons, but that's a lot of toughness for 425 points.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be paying that for my battle tanks in Dow anyway, and for a tough 12 profile, just because of the cost of the guns.
Yeah, but you slam Deadly 6, AP4, shooting
rounds. Yeah, from across the map.
Yeah,
looking forward to. Yeah,
on a
looking forward to that.
Thanks.
Yeah,
balancing team. That's good.
Yeah. All right, hold the lines. I'd say pretty on par.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, heavy battle tank. Yeah.
Let's talk about. Yeah, that's my opinion. I'm actually really sad it doesn't get any upgrades. Where is its?
Just doesn't get anything nice.
No. Yeah.
That's what it gets for trying to usurp the Lehman Russ.
I think so. They just put it in because there's a Regal Dawn model and people have it, but they really don't care about it. Oh well.
Yeah.
Combat Walker. Number 2.
Mambo number 5.
Double Energy Axe. 12 attacks. AP4 Furious. Fear 2 with Stomps. And it's only 365 points.
Look, this is another one of those ones that's been meta defining in our group. We sort of all look for the equivalent of the Energy Axe Combat Walker in each list is like the go-to fighty tank unit.
This is basically as pure as it comes.
And yeah,
This is all killer, no filler on this unit.
Yep.
The profile has no waste. Everything fucks.
lean, mean, and fucking, yeah.
You don't even, there's no random guns you have to buy that you're never going to use. This is AP4 Furious, 4 up. Now it's saving quality on a 3 on the morale.
You're running or charging every single turn.
Every single turn. And
that's
this
the drawback as well.
This profile isn't like a melee of like I'll win melee. This is I'll kill whatever I'm fighting melee. This is terrifying melee.
Yeah, 12 AP4 attacks, 6 hits.
Furious though, furious.
Yeah, so what? 8 hits. Yeah. Yeah. 8 hits. You're probably doing like 6 damage. That's enough to half strength another vehicle equivalent to the combat walker, and then you win combat and say goodbye.
And it's got its too.
Yeah. That's not factoring in the stomps either. You throw that into an infantry profile that's 16 attacks. They're probably saving on 6s with that AP1, even on the stomps. The Furious, the Fear 2, it's just...
And it's tough. It's not easy to remove. It needs very dedicated fire to get rid of.
Yeah. The real drawback that we found of this sort of item in our meta, the combat walker equivalent, is lack of fast.
Yeah. No scout, no fast, no ambush.
It plays a weird role for us where this moves up 12 and then there's a 12-inch exclusion zone around it where you're like, look, if I step into this, he has something to charge, he'll be happy. So you just kind of try to avoid it as much as possible. But
this stops you from being able to just push into HGF for free. You have to take into account this unit because it'll just push up into the middle of the board, like you said, and then if you also want to be into the middle of the board, or if you want to just charge HGF troops and stuff, then you have to be prepared for this guy because he's gonna annihilate anything he touches. It's not even that expensive. You can take 2 of these and not even a big dent.
Yeah, and it's there's nothing really that isn't scared of it for melee. You don't really ever want to throw a melee profile into that. Even your best melee profile is not going to do 12 wounds before the combat walker can hit back, and if it gets to hit back, it's gonna put a huge dent in whatever it fights.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you put like a 10-man infantry squad that likes to melee into it, like you said, they're probably not going to get 12 wounds. And let's say they get 11, that's cool. It's still swinging back with 16 attacks. And it's going to maul whatever, went into it. Yeah.
As scary as a unit it is, the lacking of speed is very much a drawback. The times I've played Titan Lords as well, you have a lot of equivalents in Titan Lords where you're just, if you build for that solid melee, you lack that speed. And so you really, like he's about to show you, you really need that extra speed.
Wondering how to do this, you need this spell. So this spell is the secret sauce. This will mean, one, you'll probably catch your opponent because they're not expecting a 16-inch charge. So you'll hit things on a turn they aren't expecting you to be able to touch them. And it means you probably can get a turn 2 charge, whereas you may not have before. So you strongly consider this if you are running combat walkers, maybe even on a drop caster, some kind of storm leader or something, who can go in and just put it exactly where he needs to.
Well, it's a good opportunity if you don't really need a buff on a squad that's in a ABC rolling up the board, to have that squad jump out, do whatever shooting it wanted to do, and then that psychic can just turn around and go, oh hey, by the way, Mr. Combat Walker that's come up, or if he's in a demo squad, he buffs the demo squad with that extra speed as well. Doesn't matter as much for them if they're getting now, the transport. There's just a lot of niche places you could slip that in to get the combat orca buff. But the fact that you've got that caster 2 and you're trying to cast a 3-cast spell just gives that layer of unreliability to it.
Yeah, it's just our curse. We don't have caster 3. We're not in the cool club like that. But
oh no.
But yeah,
poor you.
poor HGF, they suffer.
Yeah.
But yeah, combat walkers, ooh, they are good. Just run them. Don't put guns on them. Don't use this grenade launcher. Just energy axes and smash.
Don't need the shield either.
No, you don't need the shield. Tactical walker, yeah. So it's like a super light walker, but it doesn't have scout. So
And it can't do the axes of the combat walker. It just
can't fight. It's incidental fighting.
I mean, it starts with 4 flamethrowers. Is nothing to scoff
But
at.
no scout.
Yeah.
So it's not going to use that turn 1. Maybe not even turn 2.
I don't think it's that its profile is necessarily bad or it's overcosted or anything like that. It's just the fact that its niche is just much better filled by the other options.
Just more light walkers or more like AT tanks or something.
Yeah, combat walkers.
It's a good buff, like recipient, because it's like it's got 4 las cannons hitting on 4's base. That's fine.
I've just noticed the laser machine gun.
12 attacks AP3
is kind of cracked. It's a lot of shots.
That's a lot of points. 440. I mean, it's not that much, I guess.
440 points for 12 AP3 shots crossing the board isn't nothing.
Yeah, and
like
doesn't care about melee as much as a tank as well.
And as like you said, a buff recipient, if this can get relentless or a +1 in any way,
you can get both potentially. You can put relentless down with the mark, and then someone gives it a +1, and then it's hitting on the equipment.
3 up means that's 8 AP3 hits. That's probably in the territory of getting 6 wounds. On a tank, although that being said, paying 440 points in HDF for that might not be worth it.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not particularly impressed with these.
For laser cannon shot.
Yeah, but you can get that on a plane.
Oh yeah.
For less points.
That'll. Have you seen the changes to aircraft? Did you?
No -1 to hit anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, great, great for those of us who haven't got the model for it, so haven't been able to run it.
Tactical walker, suddenly a definite. It's all right.
Yeah.
Support vehicle. This one is interesting. Have you looked at the changes of this?
Haven't. How's mobile artillery work?
So -2 to hit, +1 to hit for yourself if they're 9 inches away. You can't move, but this, unlike normal artillery, can move if it wants to. It gets to choose. But that is a nice thing to have. -2 for the enemy and +1 for you. And they've also got this. So 6 attack, AP3, 30-inch, unstoppable. So no regen, no negative modifiers to this weapon. And it's not that expensive. So suddenly you can have... You've got something that's giving -3 to attacks because it's got stealth and mobile artillery. It's hitting on a 3-up base because it's standing still and it's mobile artillery. And it's got 6 shots, ignoring regen, ignoring native modifiers. And it's only 285 points. You can give it a heavy machine gun too.
Interested to see. I feel like this version of the game definitely has a lot more. There's a lot more killy units around than before. A lot of stuff finding it easier to kill things.
There's also a lot of like layered buffs and debuffs and stuff going around. So I think this unstoppable keyword is going to be great.
You reckon?
Yeah, because any things where you're like, oh, entrenched on your units and regen and -1 to hit for you. It's like, I don't care about all that. I'm hitting you on 3. Make a 6 up or die. Like, I like that it just cuts through all that.
I can imagine that filling a surprising niche against sort of like my big mechs. If I give them regen, you've got the AA cannon on the board. That's going to hit way above what it should
And it's
on that 2-up regen profile.
-3 to hit for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this thing's pretty good. I think all the weapons are okay. Even the ballistic missile is kind of funny.
Reliable blast 12 limited.
It's you fight
65.
one shot 12 blast AP4.
And does it have another gun, just the heavy machine gun?
It becomes a heavy machine gun.
Oh my!
But
blast 12 AP4. Ugh.
But the reliable is kind of sad because you don't get value out of the mobile artillery +1 to hit. But I don't know. That would be funny. Imagine putting 2 of these down. And you just like launch them at the start of the match.
Yeah, here's my 600, 700 points of units that I rolled 2 ones. I rolled Snake Eyes. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but the 10.
Also, if you don't,
yeah,
the Eternals.
Yeah, or like Space Marines, Primaris, when something just gets mollywopped. I think the Eagle Rockers are pretty good. 30-inch blast 3 indirect, hitting on 3s, AP2.
You're doing the Eagle Rock?
Yeah. I think 3 attack, blast 3 indirect, AP1.
I mean, yeah. Of course, you'd pay 370 points for 3 mortars rather than just getting 3 mortars.
But these are AP1 mortars, and they're hitting on 5s, and they're on something that is
and they're stealthed,
very hard,
and they're negative to hit from the mobile artillery, and they're +1 to hit, and they're quality 4 base. Yes,
there's a lot of reasons. I think
these do look scary. I think these will definitely pick up, and you'll see a lot more play than they did in the last version.
This rule is really good. I think this is worth looking at. And speaking of, sport vehicles, I like them. Have you seen these units yet? Field artillery?
I haven't.
Oh, okay. So they've got the same rule where -2 +1, but they can't move. They just don't get to move. But look at the points.
They only use hold. 100 points.
100 points, tough 3, defense 2 with the artillery rule, and they get these guns.
Heavy laser cannon.
Yeah, look at this. 140 points for the AP3 Deadly 3 36-inch hitting on 3. And it's tough 2, -2 to hit, and defense 2.
I don't like
That's
that.
A great
the deadly
profile.
Deadly 6, yeah. I can't.
That's a great profile. So
it's good, yeah.
This is something like if you take one of these, you take 3. Just because they're so cheap.
I think this will fill a similar niche to in one of our games where I had the laser cannon walkers that they just created these sight lines on the map where you're like, I don't want to step out into these, but you do that with these hitting on 3s, deadly 6 too.
And what are you going to put into them? Because you don't want to put in what serious firepower are you going to put in across the board on -2 to hit into a tough 3 model. I don't even care if you kill this with your AT weapon. You just took 140 points, whatever. It's 2 more firing back. This thing is cool. I'm definitely going to use these, and I'm very curious about how they're going to do. I think they will do very well. They've got the light version of the AT cannon, so it's only AP1. But again, ignores all regen, ignores all negative modifiers. They've got some good blast, and it's all 140 points across the board. I don't think get the relentless mark because they can't move. And you want them cheap anyway. But I think this heavy laser cannon is
First thing I saw.
It's
I don't know why
super.
you're so worried about the two-shot railgun. Honestly, seeing the new options you have for disappearing vehicles.
Well, mine can't move, but like, yeah, you can take a couple of them, and they're not very much points. So yeah, this field artillery unit, very interesting. I will definitely be taking lots of them, and I think this deadly vehicle one is going to put a lot of map presence out for not much points.
It's going to draw a lot of aggro for what is 140 points.
Who cares?
Yeah, and well, yeah,
-2 hit.
-2 to be hit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No, I hadn't seen that one. That's yeah, it's good. Playing HDF, take it.
I think so. We'll go straight to aircraft over the Titans. So light gunship. So you mentioned before that not many factions actually get transport airplanes. It's not unique to HDF, but it's a feature.
It is definitely.
So the light gunship is actually pretty good at what it does. So you get 11-man transport, so you can bring in a commander and a full 10-man unit, or a 6-man unit of sappers and 5-man of something else. It's not very much points, 245 points. It doesn't have the defenses it used to. It doesn't get the -1 to hit anymore, but it's still an aircraft, which means it can just be anywhere on the board turn 1 and deliver whatever its payload is. As long as it's not dead, it's getting delivered, which is great because there's some things you can deliver, like flamer sappers or
I'm hoping with the changes to aircraft, it's a little bit less certain to survive.
Yeah.
But that's just going to come down to your choice of placing it, because you've got so much choice in where to place it.
And it's still 12 range, which is non-trivial.
It is.
So you can put
It's
it
not
back.
Not trivial, yeah.
And Melters can never shoot it, which is funny.
Well, most people's can't.
Yeah, Taos can.
And, like multi-melter equivalents.
You can give it the Deadly 6 Unstoppable AP3, which
a lot of points.
Pretty good. Yeah, it is. It's 55 points. You're giving up blasts though, so it's not.
I think I'd prefer to wait to see how survivable like gunships end up being without that -1 to be hit from the aircraft rule before I'd go spending extra points on it. It is like mainly a delivery system, and if I wanted sort of a gunship to deal damage, especially to tanks, I'd look more at the heavy gunship.
Well, let's have a look at it. All right, so main difference. Transport 6, tough 9. So less transport, but still enough for a sapper bomb. And tough 9, so it can't be just pinged off the board by some random deadly 6 that gets through. And it's got the option for 4 laser cannons if you want.
Which I think you take.
4 las cannons is hard to argue, isn't it?
It is, and 4 las cannons, tough 9. It's not going to get killed very easily. When you're looking at like tough 6, that reduction in range is still good, but that reduction in range in tough 6 means so if your opponent has a fighting chance to take out the aircraft in a short amount of time, tough 9, it's just not going to do it. There's not really many units that can take out a tough 9 in a single activation or in 2 activations with that range restriction in mind. It's going to get to do its thing, and the fact that it can go anywhere on the board for its transport, that'll drop off 6 sappers, and just while it's doing that, dropping it off, helping to annihilate some infantry. Well, sappers are pretty cheap, they'll get their job done. That las cannon can still be shooting on the opposite side of the board to hit a tank that's annoying you somewhere else with that 36-inch. You've just got that versatility.
It's 2 las cannons, so it's 2 las cannon hits average, so it's a real threat to transports. Heavy gunship is pretty good. As I said, the -1 to hit is going to be a severe impact to their survivability, because that was a huge benefit of them before, and that's just gone now. But their movement is just unparalleled, and the transport possibilities. Yeah, it's hard, and this all combines up with all the other things we've been talking about, with like light sentinels scouting, and like veterans scouting and stuff like that. All of those threats are existing, and then you just yeet this heavy gunship across the board, and then just add some, sappers to the mix, and it's just overwhelming, just happening immediately. Turn 1. The force projection is just really, really, really high, if you want it to be, which I really like.
It does feel like, especially with these changes, that you're looking at a lot of sort of high, despite the sort of image of the guardsman in his cardboard armor, the real sort of strength in HTF is just that really good armored force, armored scout, advanced, sort of like in your face, get across there, unload with like heavy ordnance, flamers, that sort of stuff, just be really aggressive with it. And then you have that beautiful, your vets, your infantry squads with the longer range weapons to just sit at the back and provide support, cover your rear field objectives, sort of help out where they can. But you've just got so much aggressive presence. I can see it falling apart a bit running into certain melee focused short range armies that you're sort of rushing up to fight them, but
you don't have to do it. That's the beautiful thing.
And you don't have to. Yeah,
you can wait for them to go, and then you can drop off in their backline after they've already advanced. It's yeah. HGF has got some really good options with that, and I really love the army. Tactical Titan. Okay. So this is like it's just an increased tactical walker. It's moved up to tough 18, it's a big profile for 540 points. It's got fearless, which is actually pretty cool. Fear 3, but it's not melee. It's got 12. Is it? No, 4 heavy flamers. 4 heavy flamers. It's the same as the tactical walker, but you're paying a 200-point premium for the extra toughness. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I haven't really looked at the stuff in the sort of Titan category across most of the armies, so
they never take it because it's so good, right?
Yeah, of course. No, it's sort of in that realm of, you don't really want to show up to like a 2,000-point game with a unit that's worth so much and is this big, terrifying, unstoppable monster, and your opponent's just kind of like, well, because you're there to have a fun game as well, so taking that sort of bracket of stuff hasn't been as common for us. That being said, it's just the weapon option seems quite pricey, and that base...
It's the same weapons as the tactical walker. It's the exact same output. It's got these extra rocket salvo arrays and stuff, but...
I can't help but look at that profile and just think I'd rather just pay less and get the tactical walker if that's the sort of thing I wanted. I mean, tough 18's not... I mean, it's a big increase in bigger point games. I think that's the thing, like with the heavy battle tank, that I'm sure will have its niche fit in that 3K, 4K, really big game area, but it just feels like too much unnecessary without the damage output to make up for the points that it's costing.
Yeah, that's my problem, is it doesn't quite have the damage output for the price. And yes, it's extremely tough, but it's not fast. It has no mobility possibilities. It can really only be in one place at once. And, it's not, it's tough 18, but it's not that tough. It's not like this isn't going to wither under a hammerhead's gaze. It'll take 2 turns instead of 1 turn. Yeah.
If I'm lucky.
If you're lucky. I don't really like this thing. It's just because it doesn't. It needs more guns, in my opinion. But then it would get even more expensive. Speaking of more expensive, the blades. I actually think these are borderline unusable. What do you think about Bane blades? The impact.
Look, I've come up.
Funny.
Yeah, impact's pretty funny. I've come up against one of these once in a game. My mate took a 1,000-point Bane blade. It was, a third of his list because we were paying 3,000 points. I realized at one point that there's really no way for me to kill it in any reasonable, it's a four round game. If I'm dedicating the weaponry to kill it, it's going to be every piece of deadly that I have on the map all thrown at this thing, and it's not going to degrade in profile at all. It's going to be completely fine for three, four activations, even with all my fusillades of fire. The only thing that's worth doing into this was charging it to turn it off by winning the combat and making it make a morale check. And with that,
against that.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's got the fearless. It won't strike back, and the fearless and hold the line means now, especially, it's less likely to break. So that's good. That's in favor of the super heavy battle tank.
Hold the line now.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, what can this do on your board that's going to be worth being, a third of your army, and only in those 3K points? You can't take this in a 2,000 or lower point game. You can only take it in those.
It's 3,000 or more, but.
I mean, that shadow cannon, incredible, great. You'll blow up a vehicle every turn. You know what? I'll just hide the vehicles from it as your opponent, or I'll just let you kill one every turn. There's no method that your opponents, as the owner of the super heavy battle tank, there's no method your opponents really have of killing it, so they'll just ignore it.
Yeah,
and that's
charge it.
Yeah, or charge it. And both of these are quite viable answers because you are paying, a third of your list minimum to get this in. So it just doesn't feel like it's
indirect weapons on it, by the way, because it has to move, and it's got all these random indirect weapons which make it hit on a 5, which is, imagine spending 1,000 points and hitting on a 5.
Yeah.
It's this needs, so yeah, you're right, this is a third of your army. This needs to be some kind of core strategy where you're just buffing the heck out of it. It does have the transport 21, which is pretty funny. Put something absolutely horrifying in there.
At least whatever's inside it's not dying until it comes out,
And you have to trundle it forward, and you can slam Impact 12 into someone and then bail out with 2 sets of veteran demolition squads.
It doesn't seem like it's going to have the objective utility. It's too many points to be like a good objective camper. Yeah, it'll hold one objective forever, but that's it. That's all it'll do from an objective perspective. And the amount of points you're spending to kill a thing a turn, it's just not worth it. You lose now on activations too, spending 1,000 points.
The thing is, have you seen this? So these sponsor things, they add extra toughness.
Oh my!
So you can have tough 30, if you want to spend unbelievable points.
Yeah, you can actually price it out of a 3,000 point game. That's
but look, you only get like 1 las cannon and 1 heavy flamer. Look at 1,200 points, and that's the. I really don't rate this thing.
I think if you show up to a game with it as well, it's the sort of tank that you'd want to show up to a friendly game and be like, hey, I'm going to take the super heavy battle, I'm going to take the Bane blade this game because I want to use it, it'll be fun. You let your opponent know. And so they sort of build a list about like, oh, okay, so maybe we'll do a big tank battle list, that sort of thing to counter it. And it can sort of have a niche there. But like, even if they do, they probably won't be able to list tailor enough to kill it. And if they did, it would be pointless because any game you're playing it in, it's a third of your list and then it's gone. And they're not going to kill it.
Yeah, the best thing to do is just to ignore it because it's actually not that killy. For 1,000 points, you could get 1,000 points more killy stuff elsewhere.
Yeah, look, I just fed it transports for the whole game. Dumped out my squads from the transports and then just flung the transports at it. So it really didn't have much choice other than to pop them or face the impact charge and the potential route.
Morale test.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take them in fun games, but just don't expect a huge amount out of them. They're not going to tower over your enemies and just crush everything, sadly. So, how do you overall rate the HDF list in like your experience between like different lists that you fought on OPR?
Yeah, look, I mean, we haven't played a 3.5 yet. We've definitely talked a bit over the beta, over the changes, but they've iterated so much since the start of the beta. It's hard to gauge. In our 3.4 games, 3.4.4, honestly, I would put them up there with Alien Hives in that top tier, maybe just after Alien Hives. I know a lot of people in the community think
Going to be so
Alien Hives
agreeing with that.
I know. They see Alien Hives, they think they're correct, and then they think HDF is trash tier. But just the sheer value of that Light Walker coming up against that Light Walker spams, not a lot you can do into it. And coming up against
support it.
Yeah, so many ways you can support it. The combat walkers, it's just like the better option for that. You compare that to sort of the Carnivo Rex or Carnifex from the Aliens Hives, and I'd take the combat walker any day. It's just got more attacks at that AP4 bracket, which is the best for duel on the big monsters. Mathematically, it just there's so many units like that I see on the board and I go, this is just going to do better than the points cost that it's worth. And we've got a Alien Swarm player in our group. I've tried them out myself. They are good as well. But I sort of feel the same way about both of them, honestly. They're in that tier of like, if you really tool this out, you really power game this, you take those units that you know are going to just completely cracked units, then it really is hard to compete with other lists. Now, bear in mind, most of my games I'm playing DAO. I think historically they've been pretty bottom tier. I love the army aesthetically. Coming from 40k, I enjoyed playing Tau back in 5th edition, earlier editions. But coming across, it's definitely sort of trying to build puzzle pieces to fight. Even though I know what Philip's going to take, I know what I'm going to see on the board. Just trying to work out how to solve that puzzle it's a difficult one.
Just to further that contrast with DAO, so with DAO, there's really only one way to play, one or two ways. You want strong shooting, and you need like a mid-game board presence that's probably going to be transported. That's something you need in the list. With HDF, they're so flexible in terms of what they can do. So they're like armored options of like combat walkers, transports, tanks, aircraft, all of it, light walkers, all of it is really good. So they can just run that. So you might run into something that you need a whole bunch of deadly into, but they also have really good infantry options that's cost effective. They can sit at the back. They can sit in your face right from the turn one. There's so many ways you can play them. And they can support like a lot of different play styles. I'm very impressed with the list, and it's really, really fun to play. And it gets really good results. It's I give it an A+. They did really well with this, and the weird thing is that's extremely controversial because the zeitgeist out there is HDF is trash tier or bad. It's not my experience. There's trash tier units in there, yes, but if you are trying and you're just choosing the source, then you can just punish. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nexus. Shout out to Nexus. Has a real hate boner for the HDF, if I recall correctly, which is it's crazy to me because you look at the tools available. They've got all the tools, I think, to perform well. And yeah, like you said, 100% the versatility of the army book that you can show up with an infantry wide game. You can show up with a vehicle wide game. You can show up mounted. You can focus on like that Stormtrooper elite drop option. It's just there's so many different ways to cook your army with this list, and they all sort of feel quite viable. Now, obviously, there's the big standouts that we mentioned, but yeah, I mean, even just like a not power built list for HDF just feels good.
All right, everyone. That'll pretty much do us for today. Sorry about the 2 hours, but I just really, really love HDF. Next time we'll do DAO, I think, if you want to join me again. We can talk.
I'll tell you all about how not even that good my changes are, but no, they're good. I'm excited.
I'm terrified of hammerheads. All right,
Yeah,
everyone. See you in the next one.
See ya.